How are we doing, guys? All used to be Middlesbrough 0, Leeds 1. Absolutely massive win today, guys. Huge win today, guys. You can't underestimate the importance of that today, guys, because that was absolutely massive. We needed to win that. Absolutely no doubt about it. We needed to win that just to show our credentials again. You know, we've had 3 big tests lately, and we've passed every single one in different ways, different kind of performances, all different types of game, all the same result at the end of the day, but all different types of game and patterns of game, and different challenges to an extent, and we passed it today. I think this was a really big test. Again, we were expected to win away from home, midweek, a couple of games consecutively, always a tough task, and we passed it today, and we passed it really well. You know, I thought we were good today. Yeah, I think the second half was very sloppy. Second half, look, the second half wasn't great, to be honest. The second half was all about showing character, defending well, you know, putting a head in where it hurts, you know, making massive challenges, making big decisions and getting things right, and we did that at the end of the day. It wasn't brilliant in the second half, but in the first half I thought we were great. You know, I thought we were great in the first half. You know, I've seen a few criticisms of the first half. I think the rest of the LUFC team wasn't too happy with the first half, but to be honest, guys, I was happy with it. You know, look, we were sloppy throughout the game. I didn't think we passed the ball particularly well, you know, all night, but at the end of the day, we created so many chances today, and that's what you have to judge it on, really. You know, for me, you know, it's all, you know, I love when we pass the ball well, when we move the ball well, and we did at times today, but in general, yeah, we should have passed the ball better, but we created plenty of chances. You know, when we arrived at the edge of the area, in the box, you know, look, there's sometimes, you know, we take that 1-2 too many touches, but today I thought we were a lot more, certainly in the first half, a lot more efficient. You know, when we arrived in the box, we made things happen, we created chances, and I thought the criticism of the Reading game was that, you know, we passed the ball better in the Reading game. There were certain elements of our game that was a lot better in the Reading game, but at the end, in the final third, I just didn't think we created enough. I thought we really struggled to break Reading down, but in this game, I thought we moved the ball around quite quickly, inevitably moving the ball quicker, trying to be more efficient with it, trying to be a bit more direct to an extent. I mean that in kind of like a real tongue-in-cheek when I say direct. We were a little bit more direct today, you know, putting balls in first time, you know, trying to find slide rule passes, etc, and a lot of it came off. You know, but a lot of it didn't at the same time. But for me, I look at the positives of the chances we did create. You know, Bamford's had 2 or 3 really big chances today. He hasn't taken them, and the frustration is that he never looked like he believed he was going to score the chances. You know, he sort of got on the end of them and didn't really hit any of his shots with any conviction. Again, that's been quite an ongoing theme with Patrick Bamford. You could say for most of the season, certainly the last couple of weeks that's been the case. You know, no real conviction behind the shots. You know, most of them straight at the keeper, most of them wide, etc, and it's disappointing. You know, obviously we want more of Patrick Bamford. You know, the chances we create, we've got to expect more from Patrick Bamford. But yeah, we've had chances today. But I felt we played the team today that sort of played a very sort of mixed kind of pressing kind of style of game. You know, at times they really tried to press us quite aggressively. You know, certainly when we were kind of transitioning into the midfield areas of the pitch, you know, getting the ball into their part of the pitch, they did press us quite well there. But I just felt as we got into their sort of final third or so, they really started to sit back a little bit and try and stop us getting into the spaces we like to attack, you know, little half spaces, etc. They didn't really let us do that, and it was quite an interesting setup for it. But I did feel when they pressed us, we played around it quite well, and we were still able to find those spaces. You know, I think the way Borough set up in the first half massively played into our hands, and to be fair to us, we stuck at it. You know, first 10-15 minutes were a little bit sloppy, but I felt, yeah, we could say other elements of the first half were sloppy, but I thought we found solutions quite well. You know, the fact we created so many chances against a team that sat back so deeply. You know, the 2 defensive midfielders playing the 4-2-3-1 shape were very much told to sit back. You know, I never really saw either of them push forward that much, and yeah, that was pleasing. I only really thought the first half, especially the threat was only really Hayden Coulson on the left wing. You know, I thought he probably did win that battle against Luke Ayling over the whole game. And you know how much of a fan of Luke Ayling I am. I thought he struggled at times against Coulson. I thought he was very direct, tried to make things happen, but at the end of the day, I thought it did fade in the second half. And yeah, you know, I thought it was a really professional performance from us all in all. You know, we played around that press really well. And yeah, there's moments of poor passing, you know, were quite disappointing, and that was just one of those things. But we did create plenty in the game. Just looking at my notes in general, I think obviously Ben White is a key one to talk about in defensive midfields. I thought off the ball, you know, as usual, Ben White was solid, absolutely solid off the ball. Thought he showed great physicality at times in the game, great strength, great awareness, and covered the position pretty well off the ball, which is probably the main part of the job in the defensive midfield role. You know, he protected that back four really well. And whenever he couldn't get there, the back four did its job pretty well. I think certainly the two centre-backs, Gaetano Berardi, Liam Cooper, I thought were both really, really good, especially last 20 minutes when Borough were starting to get a few balls into the box, a few long balls. They were both very proactive in the situations, very aggressive, weren't allowing Borough to bully us in those kind of parts of the pitch, where you sort of thought, the only real ways Borough were going to sort of score against us were those long balls into the box, set pieces, and we didn't allow ourselves to get bullied. I think obviously Berra coming in naturally gives you that bit more aggression. I know Berra's not the tallest player in the world. I think he's not someone who should be winning headers, but he did do that. He won a lot of the 50-50s and a lot of his duels, and was one of our star players today for me. Easily one of our best players today on the pitch for me, Berra. And Ben White, obviously off the ball, as I've said, absolutely brilliant. But on the ball at times, I just thought at times he struggles to create the angles like KP does, and that's natural. He's still adapting to the position. We talk about Ben White like he's played this position before. He hasn't. We have to remember this is still very much early days of Ben White in this position, and it's very much a temporary solution until KP comes back into the team. Of course it is, but look, at the end of the day, if KP gets injured, that is probably going to be the solution we go with. And I think off the ball, Ben White's fine in that position, but sometimes on the ball can be a little bit sloppy, and that naturally led to us maybe not controlling the midfield as much as we normally would do. And that's natural. We have to remember that. It's all well and good us criticising us being sloppy at times and making hard work of things, but we have to remember, arguably our best player's been out today. A key player to the whole structure, a key player in a game like this was out, and we had to play a couple of players out of position, and it told maybe in the second half. Maybe it did tell in the second half, but we got ourselves the win. We got ourselves the win. At times we criticised the character of the team, but I think it's been massive the last couple of weeks. Look at it, 3 clean sheets in a row. It was no mean feat. Considering the way we were defending before this kind of run, we're creating a lot of daft chances and gifting teams goals at times, and I think we've really sorted that out last couple of weeks. I think Kiko Casilla last 2 games has been much better. I thought today was easily one of Kiko's best games in months. I thought his distribution was fantastic. Every single time he was getting pressed by Ashley Fletcher, he didn't mind, he didn't care. He didn't care that Ashley Fletcher was pressing him. He just found the pass every single time, and that's very impressive of Kiko Casilla considering the pressure he's been under. I think that save against Reading's done him the world of good, and it's very good to see. Of course it's early days, and now it's only 2 games. He's going to get tested more than he did today or against Reading. Absolutely inevitable. Probably against Hull he'll get tested more and better than he did in the 2 games combined. But yeah, very impressed by Kiko. I thought we saw that arrogance to his game back again. I think it's arrogance in a good way. He's taking risks on the ball, getting us up the pitch. And not just hoofing the ball away, actually taking responsibility. And I thought the way he dealt with crosses was much better. He made a good save in the second half off Saville, albeit you expect him to save that shot off George Saville, but good save nonetheless. And yeah, it looked like a much better Kiko Casilla performance, and it's all good to see. But yeah, that's absolutely massive, and I think it massively helped us to win the game. I think it gave us that. I think the defence looked all round more confident with Kiko behind him. I think they kind of knew that when crosses were going to the box, Kiko was dealing with them pretty well. I think there was only really that moment in the first 10 minutes when Coulson swinged the ball into the box. It was kind of caught in the area between Cooper and Casilla. You didn't know who was going to do what. In the end, both left it. It just bounced through, and maybe on another day that's a goal. But look, we got away with it today, and I thought we defended pretty well. I thought we defended really well. They've only really had that one proper chance for Tavernier on the hour mark, about half an hour to go. Hits the bar. We get a bit of luck maybe, but I think you look at what we missed today. We probably should have had the game buried, within that first hour. I think obviously we went sloppy, but you have to look at it as the whole 90 minutes. We more than did enough to win the game, and that's all you can ask for. But yeah, I think obviously something else to talk about, which I do talk about quite a lot, was Pablo in the kind of like deep playmaking role in the central position, whatever you want to call it, high 8, deep 10, whatever position you want to call Pablo. It's not his best position. Look, it's not his best position. Absolute moment of class for the goal. No doubt about it, moment of class. He picks up Click, we get the goal, and it wins us the game. So we can't have too many complaints. But I thought in that second half, Borough was starting to set traps in the press against Pablo Hernandez. They were starting to press Click really aggressively. I think the 2 defensive midfielders, Clayton, George Saville, both drifted over to Click, tried to man mark Click, and left Pablo as a spare man, because I knew Pablo, in terms of in the build-up play, isn't as comfortable on the ball in those areas of the pitch. Quite deep, in sort of on the centre circle to an extent, trying to get us from defence to attack, transition us from defence to attack. They know Pablo's not as comfortable on the ball. They set that little trap that the press Click, and then both would go over to Pablo and try and pressurise Pablo as well. And you know, it's a little, the traps are set, you know, and in sort of the press, it did sort of lead to Pablo turning the ball over quite a lot, losing the ball quite easily. Just looking at my notes here, and I just think that's something that Pablo needs to work on. When he drops in, he needs to keep that ball better, he needs to hold on to it better, especially in games like that, tough games like that away from home. We've got two experienced midfielders, two quite strong midfielders who are going to try and barge off the ball, little maybe niggly fouls, etc, etc, you know, tactical fouls, whatever you want to call it. They're going to try and do that, and that's obviously the way it is. Just I think Pablo just needs to adapt to that a little bit, because that's probably the main element of his game that's different in that deep position than it is on the right wing. But he's having to get involved quite deep in attacks. You know, he's having to kick the ball up quite, you know, in deep areas and keep hold of the ball. That's absolutely pivotal. You keep hold of the ball in those areas, because we've only got Ben White behind him. You know, in terms of the midfield, obviously Click's probably rushing on the head, and that leaves us quite exposed in those kind of areas. And luckily, I think against better quality teams that might be a problem to an extent. That might be one way you look at and say maybe we need more naturally central players, you know, like Tyler Roberts, James Shackleton, etc., to play in those kind of games, you know, where you probably need that bit more cover, a bit more awareness on the ball. But at the end of the day, Pablo showed his moments of quality. He's created at least 2 or 3 chances in the game. It's just that slight sloppiness sometimes where, you know, when he plays in that position, we can get a little bit sloppy. But all in all, you know, I think he is getting better in that position. You know, I think Pablo is absolutely unbelievable. Pablo will create in whatever position he plays. He's won us the game against Reading, and he's played the slide rule pass into Click that's won us the game today as well. So, you know, you have to take this with tongue in cheek. I just think that's one element of his game in that position. I just want Pablo to work on a little bit, or just not be as elaborate in those areas. You know, not try and take on 2 or 3 players in those positions. But at the end of the day, we controlled it pretty much for most of the game in that midfield, other than a few sloppy moments and that loss. But for me, it is absolutely massive. I think it's quite a, you know, it's our first away win in I don't know how long. It's ages since we won away from home. Trying to remember actually, I'm trying to remember. I think it's Birmingham away. It's the last time we won away from home, which is last year. So it shows, doesn't it? It shows, and just keeping 3 clean sheets. Could have kept a 4th if we hadn't had that Kiko mistake against Brentford. And look, if you really look at it, you know, that Kiko mistake was a case of us costing ourselves, not a case of Brentford playing through us. So really, you know, 1 goal conceded and 4 is an absolutely fantastic return. You know, it's an absolutely fantastic return, and we've got to be massively positive now, guys. Got to be massively positive. You know, we've picked a good time to put a run together. We're playing well as well. It's not just a case of we're sneaking results. We genuinely did deserve it today. Yeah, we'll play better than we did today and lose games, but we deserved it over the 90 today. We absolutely no doubt about it for me. Against Reading we deserved it. Against Bristol City we deserved it. Against Brentford we deserved 3 points. So the reaction to this Forest has been absolutely fantastic from the lads. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, obviously I need to talk about Patrick Bamford again. I've already mentioned Bamford. You know, we need to finish our chances. It's absolutely simple. It has. We have to finish our chances. You know, it's 4 goals scored in 4 games. We probably should have at least double that amount of goals. And you know, it's poor really. It's poor we're not scoring more goals. You know, I think the whole team looks like it lacks conviction when it's going forward. I think it's only really Pablo and Click who are really getting proper shots off. You know, when they're getting chances. You know, Pablo's had that shot that's hit the post. He's reacted quickly, laid it into Click. Fantastic finish off Click, and yeah, obviously those are the 2 main players for me who are taking chances. I think Costa and Harrison need fantastic today. I thought both played well today. I have to say, look, the end product is the main thing they're going to get judged on. Both players, the main thing they'll get judged on, but both players made things happen today. Both players took on players easily. Both players showed great touches, great bits of vision. I thought Costa's pressing was fantastic. I've never seen Costa press the ball so well, winning little 50-50 balls, second balls. He's there, he's aggressive, and it was just a different side of Costa you haven't seen much this season, and I just thought it was fantastic to see that real desire, you know, a real willingness to get hurt to an extent, you know, just to win the ball back. And I thought that was from the whole team today. I thought the second balls we just won easily, and I thought maybe fitness told from time to time. You know, I think I looked at Johnny Howson. I thought Johnny Howson was absolutely knackered with 10 minutes to go, absolutely knackered. He'd been absolutely ran, you know, all around the pitch by Jack Harrison, trying to stop Jack Harrison. Look, Johnny Howson's not right back, but it just told that, you know, Johnny Howson is a player who's the ultimate professional at this kind of level, you know, in terms of fitness levels, in terms of professionalism. You know, when you saw him kind of sort of starting to tire with 10 minutes to go, it kind of tells, you know, the fitness levels of this team. And I thought the pressing was fantastic. Again, not something I've spoken about much on this review, but I thought we pressed really, really well. And you know, when we did turn the ball over, we won it back quickly. You know, that was a constant thing, especially in the first half. Those last 20 minutes of the first half, you know, it was constant attack after attack after attack. You know, we were winning the ball back quickly. Berardi, Cooper, second balls, aggressive. It was just brilliant to see, guys. Brilliant to see. And I think the key thing is, guys, it doesn't matter what the other results are. You know, what the other teams are doing at this stage of the season. I know West Brom won yesterday, Forest won yesterday. And to be honest, guys, I don't even know how Fulham got on. I don't care how Fulham got on. I've not even looked how Fulham got on because I don't care. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about what we do as a team. At the end of the season, you know, the way this league is, you're going to get some games that go for us, some results that don't go for us. It'll balance itself out at the end of the season. If we can keep doing what we're doing, keep this momentum building, it'll be enough for us. You know, I think, what are we on now? I think 65 from 35. You know, you look at it, you know, it's probably 20, 25 points from the next 11. That's probably going to be enough. That probably is going to be enough. You know, I think it will take quite something off any of the other teams. I've not looked at how Fulham got on. Maybe Fulham won, I don't know. I don't care, guys. Seriously, it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter until 7-8 games to go. Villa, this time last year, absolutely massive, miles away off the playoffs. Miles away off the playoffs. You know, it can't be something we focus too much on. You know, the Championship's stressful enough. It's stressful enough watching Leeds United without stressing about other teams' results. Yeah, 7-8 games to go, when results really start to matter, when there's no coming back from a bad result, when a great result puts you miles clear with a few games to mess up on. You know, that's the thing. But for me, I can't be bothered looking at other teams' results. I can't be bothered studying the table. I'm just looking at our points per game. Again, I've mentioned it before, points per game. You know, it's probably about right at the minute, 65 from 35. Couple more wins, you know, just to really calm the nerves down. You know, I know, look, we're not nervous, but just to make sure, you know, we're going to that last little stretch, you know, and in good stead. You know, I think the main thing is the performances are good. There's no real signs of the team, you know, tiring or anything like that, burnout. No signs of that so far, and that's the thing, guys. And you know what? I've always believed this was going to happen. You know, I always believed this was going to happen. You know, I got a lot of stick for it. I did get a lot of stick for it, to be fair. You know, I did that all these Investigates video, etc., etc. When I've said it in a couple of post matches, you know, I think against Wigan, I said, I don't know how we've not got a result from that. QPR again, you know, I've said it before, and I got stick for it. But at the end of the day, our finishing is still shite, to be honest. Our finishing is shite, but we're getting results now. You know, and that's the thing. I think in the end, even if our finishing remains shite for the rest of the season, we're still getting results. In the end, it had to tell. It had to tell. You know, it had to tell, and it is doing it at the minute. You know, I think now we're playing probably our best football, certainly since 2 or 3 months ago. You know, I think we're playing really, really well at the minute. And the fact that today's probably been one of our poorest performances in the last sort of like 3 or 4 games. Obviously, take out Forest. You know, Forest was a one-off for me. You know, I think since the new year, our performance levels have been pretty good. And in the end, the results have to tell. You know, as Marcelo Bielsa says, you know, you have to believe that the balance will be reached at the end of the day. You know, it will reach its balance, and it has found its balance to an extent. You know, I think it has really found its balance. That, you know, the performances and results are starting to kind of match together now, and that's the key thing, guys. And the last thing I want to touch on was Shackleton coming on before Roberts. I thought Shackleton's been a little bit sloppy when he's come on the last couple of games. You know, I like Jim Shackleton. I do like Jim Shackleton. I just think, you know, Roberts is the better option for me with those kind of situations. I think he keeps the ball, protects the ball a bit better than Shackleton. But it's only minor little things, guys. I just think we're doing really, really well. Just that end product, guys. That end product. That, if anything's going to make this team fail, it's going to be that end product at the end of the day. It's going to be that end product. We just need goals now. We need goals of Harrison, goals of Bamford, goals of Costa. We need that now. You know, we've put a big investment into all 3 players. We need them to deliver. You know, it's all well and good. All 3 players played well today. You know, Bamford, look, some of the chances he missed were horrendous, but he linked the play up really well. I thought he won his battle against Shotton and against Shotton, especially against Shotton. Really, you know, I think the other centre back probably, you know, had a bit more joy against him, whose name has escaped me actually. But yeah, I thought his performance level was good, but had to finish, has to take chances. You know, if you don't score the goals, you can't be a great team. Harrison, Costa, I've already said, thought they played well, but again, end product, that final finish, that final cross, etc., etc. Just if we can just be a little bit less wasteful, you know, we've got a massive chance, guys. But all in all, really good, guys. Make sure you check out Joe and Conor's post-match reviews. I've rambled a little bit on, but let's keep calm, guys. Massive win today, but let's keep calm. Let's not focus too much on the other teams until, you know, we get to sort of mid-March, etc., etc. You know, 7-8 games to go. It's all about what we do, all about how we perform, all about the results we pick up, the character, the mentality, the defensive awareness, the defensive shape, clean sheets. It's all about that in a minute, guys. Not about other teams. Forget about Fulham, forget about Forest, forget about Brentford. Focus on Leeds United now, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Happy Oscar. See you later, guys.